Greetings, this is Slushworks and welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. We left off, we were just outside the Whampoa. This apparently looks like a boat, but you can't actually see it, which kind of makes me sad. I'm just going to run in here and see if there's anything in here that I can actually loot or talk to or anything. No. Let's go into the Whampoa. Apparently I should have talked to the guy on the boat back at home, but I forgot to do that, so... we'll see if that has any adverse effects on our ability to complete this mission or not. This Orkwoman is festooned with small circuits. Festooned, what a word. Tiny TRID screens and speakers. The TRID screens display snippets of TRID broadcasts from every corner of the world. The tiny speakers play counterpoint with a susurrus of voices speaking Spiretial, Punjabi, Kazakh, and other languages. Her expression is haggard and she fidgets with her fingers as you approach. It's because she's too stressed, she's doing too much stuff at once. Welcome to the Whampoa, my friend. I'm Elder Nook, and these are Elders Tang and Ip. Nook, I think that's how you say it. If I'm saying that wrong, can someone tell me? Gestures to the elf and the human, who each incline their heads respectfully. Thank you so much for answering our request for help. We had nowhere else to turn. It's the least I could do. Under Tang's skin, glowing tattoos writhe and change shape. Tigers become cranes and move on to dragons. We're under threat. One by one, we elders are being hunted by some monster. As you may have noticed when you arrived, there's been another killing just tonight. I didn't notice that at all, actually. Ip crosses his solid chrome arms. Holographic readouts dance constantly over their surface, displaying diagnostic information about their state. Operating temperature, servo pressure, and a variety of other minutiae. He looks past you. Prodigal daughter, returned once more. I didn't expect to see you back aboard the Whampoa in my lifetime, Isabel. When you disappeared, Elder Tundi was very put out. Okay. I wonder what's going on. I'm glad you're still alive. When you chose to walk your own path, I was disappointed, but I still understood why you had to leave. Ip pauses, tasting the air as he chooses his next words with care. I hope my lessons have helped you prosper. Not necessarily prosper. Didn't expect to be back either. Work takes you places though. Isabel shrugs. A moment later she places a hand on her pistol, eyes trained on the Ip's shoes. I didn't cart this around for fun, Ip. The lessons kept me alive. She blinks several times, then looks up at Nook, her expression clouded. Where is Tundi anyway? I expected her to be here. She shakes her head sadly. She reaches her hand out towards Isabel, who shrinks away from it. She's dead. So are Gan and Nakamura, and Tong was killed just tonight. So much blood. You have to stop this from continuing. So there's some serious stuff going on. Right. That's what we're here for. We'll stop the killings. Okay, so what can you tell me about the murders? They started 2 weeks ago. The first to go was Gan. We found him in his apartment, eviscerated. He'd been torn apart, his head had been completely ripped off and most of his skin flayed away. So much blood it took us a week to clean out his apartment. Wow. The rest have been the same. Always at night, always dismembered. Each scene is like a nightmare, and every time nobody has seen anything. It's like a ghost. It happened to Tong. The same thing that happened to the rest of the victims. Evisceration and dismemberment. We sent out a guard to keep people out of his shop, but he'll let you in. What? When did he die? Sometime early tonight. He'd locked up his shop, but Ip stopped by to ask him about some skill chips he had. The door was unlocked. And inside? Nick lifts her hands helplessly. She opens her mouth, but no words come out. Inside looked like a bad horror sim, just like all the other murders. It had to have happened after sundown, because I saw his shop open when I was on my way to get some noodles for dinner. Just because it says it's open doesn't mean he's not already dead. The Hong Kong police force isn't welcome here. They've tried to force us out several times before, or come hunting for someone to commit a crime on. We do a lot of favours for local gangs and triads, handle their matrix security, fix up their gear, and make sure they have access to the Hong Kong Shadowlands. We're too valuable a resource for them to lose, so they protect us when the HKPF or anyone else decides we're an easy target. They handle our physical security and we make sure to send the message via the matrix. Last time the HKPF made trouble, we started airing the assistant chief's dirty laundry over the TRID. They got the picture and backed off. So what do your elders do? Isabel snorts derisively. She shouldn't have such an attitude towards me, hey? I'm only new here. They make the rules and kick people out who don't obey them. They're a bunch of petty tyrants, that's what. You're being unfair, Isabel. Our laws are for the good of the community. Tang turns to address you. We keep the Whampoa and its residents safe. We review trade agreements with outsiders to see if they're good for the community. We provide a guiding vision, like a town council. rules are made to be broken. Elder Ib laughed, quickly stifling it as Nook and Tang give him a dirty look. I can see why Isabel is on your team. You and she are very much alike, I suspect. I'm glad I picked that answer. I am the invoker of sprites. I commune with the spirits of machines, asking them for blessings, and pass those blessings on to the people here. I heal the sick and ensure the feng shui of our habitats is as good as it can be, given our confines. She's a shaman, that's all. She's got some kind of kooky spin on it, claims her totem is some kind of all-encompassing machine god that lives in circuitry. Ancient gods and ancestors are one thing. My deck, it's mine, I built it. The only spirits it's got in there are the ESPs I loaded up with. Nig gives Isabel a look of deep sadness. Not. Just because you cannot see or touch a thing does not mean that it does not exist. Just because you do not believe in it does not mean it does not protect you from afar. I can't touch programs either, but at least I can prove they have an effect on the physical world. Your superstitions are just that bullshit. Actually, it's getting pretty harsh. Isabel glances at you, jerking her thumb towards Tang. This guy treats the drones like they're living things. What exactly do you do, Tang? This is getting interesting. What is this group of people? Tang extends his arms, palms up, as you watch the tattoos therein shift into a complex mathematical formula. I am the first and glorious servo. I study patterns, repair machinery, and teach others how to attune themselves to the wonders of automation. The blessed Autofab is my shop in Purview, where we make the drones we use and sell. So maybe we can finally get a drone. It'd be nice to have a drone. As for me, I serve as the resplendent voltage spike, says Elder Ib. That means I shoot people who try to screw with us. It's a fancy title for head of security. Made any enemies? Not that I can think of. We keep to ourselves, we buy and sell technology. We're not mercenaries or criminals. We're merchants and deckers. Even if someone has cheated in a deal, this kind of response is unthinkable. Whatever did this, it wasn't human. The violence and savagery. It's a monster, whatever it is. Elder Tang says, plenty of meta-humans are monsters too. Just because it's horrible doesn't mean it's supernatural. Okay, it might be wise to ask the residents if they've seen anything. Okay, can we do anything in here? Is there anything in any of these things that we can do? We can actually talk to them again. I don't know if it's going to serve any purpose. But I guess we can have a run around and see if there's anything actually here. It does not appear so though. Okay, so it's a big empty map. We could go talk to... Let's go just talk to them again just to see if they're going to say anything different. No, they're going to say absolutely nothing different. Are we going there? No. I will just leave the ship then. And now we can go to the carnival and start talking to all these people around here, I guess. Let's go up here and have a look. Is there anything up here? Oh, there's lots of stuff. Cool. I think we should probably go where it's telling us to go, though. Instead of trying to get carried away and, you know, be all smart and stuff. Let's just actually go where it's telling us to go. Port a lamb at your service. The elders told me that you'd be coming. That. They tell you about what happened to Tong. Just the basics. Oh, nothing's basic about this. I've seen people shot, stabbed, beaten to death. Hell, I've even seen a corpse that was so dry and desiccated I could have sworn a vampire concert. None of this. That's got anything on this. Brace yourselves and go on in. Okay. What's... Tong's Sensory Carnival looks like a scene out of a B-grade slasher film. The cloying scent of incense hangs thick and pungent in the air, emanating from the small shrine in the corner of the shop. Unfortunately, it does nothing to cover up the reek of death and clotted blood, despite the ragged remnants of Elder Tong littering the floor. The rest of the shop appears to be in good order, at least at first glance. Nothing is broken, tipped over, otherwise ransacked. As you're about to step further into the room, you glance at the ceiling and walls. Blood from Tong's body isn't just confined to where his remains lie. Drying blood is spread about the walls and ceiling as well. Sick, I guess. Tong's body is a ruined mess. Yeah, he's pretty unhappy. The destroyed ruin of his face is barely recognisable, and what's left of his body would be best described as savage. All his limbs have been torn off, and a pile of flayed skin lies next to the remnants of the Whampoan Elder. His clothing has all but been reduced to rags and tissue by cuts and tears, apparently sustained during the flaying. At this point, the only thing holding what's left of his body into a semblance of human form is the hair-thin fibre optics of his cyberware. Goblet puts a hand over her mouth. Sweet heavens, Slosh. I haven't seen anything like this since Auntie Wong tried to stash some cred sticks in a devil rat's nest. It takes a lot to turn my stomach, but we sure have a winner today. This is seriously messed up. It's foobar. Fucked up beyond all recognition. Okay, I don't have any of the... Oh no! That's why someone told me that I should have 3 on biotech. Okay, have a gobbet look at it. You're the boss man, this is going to be unpleasant. She closes her eyes, taking a deep breath. After a moment she opens them again and makes a strange grunting noise. There's no fear here, Slosh, no anger either, just this kind of satisfied feeling. Tong never saw it coming, and whoever did it was professional about it. Which is pretty odd, because no one's professional about eviscerating a body as far as I know. Well, that was Jack the Ripper. The murder wasn't some kind of animal attack. I really wish I had biotech. I guess I can't spend my karma right now. Yeah, okay, so I can't. I was wondering if I'd be able to, so I guess we're going to have to leave the body alone. Does that mean I can't look... Oh no, I can look at it again. So, let's have a look and see if we can actually get to 3 biotech. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to, because we have 0 biotech. You know, we have 0. To get to 3, we'd need a little bit more. I guess we could come back. I guess that might be one of the things that we need to actually do. So let's have a look at this other stuff. Maybe we're going to have to do that. The walls are covered in splattered and smeared blood, most of which is hardened into a crusty congealed paste. Thick tracks of it run laterally. It looks like the blood has been deliberately smeared. Hey Slosh, I don't know a whole lot about science of that, but I know what blood looks like when it hits a wall. This isn't natural. Somebody deliberately smeared blood all over these walls. See how it looks like it's got paint trails? It's because someone used Tong's parts like a brush. Do I look like a psychologist to you? Maybe because they're a freak. You're a freak, Jesus. Maybe they're one of those 6 serial killers that sees their murders as art. I got no clue. All I know is what normal blood looks like on a wall, and this ain't it. Some people have a bad grasp of art. I knew this guy in Quan Tung who used to make music out of stray radio static and panic button calls, called it Crisis Wave. Man, that would be pretty interesting. I'd like to actually hear that. Let's have a look at the body again. See if there's any other... I know that we literally can't do anything until we get 3 biotech, so I wonder if that's going to make life more difficult for us. Let's look at the SimSense editor first. This is a Yamaha 95000V SimSynth, a device for mixing and mastering SimSense chips. Several drive bays are empty and all of the chip jacks are empty. The screen is flashing a repeated error message. Warning, requested files cannot be found. Please return drives to bay and try again. I have 3 decking. Isabel doesn't need it. I'm going to debug it. Banging away at the SimSense keyboard, you manage to suspend the drive error warning for a time. Digging into the guts of the machine's recent files, you manage to kick it into diagnostic mode. While it's not as good as having access to the full system, maybe you can learn something anyway. Beginning core dump, please wait. The long debug spew that scrolls along the synth screen is filled with numbers indicating recent files, play lengths, keyframes and assist peak levels. Based on the numbers you're seeing, Tong's SimSynth has been hacked to remove the peak controller levels from the chips he's been burning. The required operation to make BTL chips. The delta wave outputs for these chips push them dangerously into brain burning territory. Awesome. Apparently it's a hell of a drug. The file catalogue for the high peak and BTLs indicates all the files and burned chips should be stored on the missing drives. Someone's cleared out his stash. Desk safe. Tong's drawers are open and the safe that's built into one side has been opened. There's no sign of tampering and the green light next to the word unlocked is blinking. Whoever opened the safe did with a key fob. Inside are several blank cred sticks but no sign of any money. Looks like someone looted his stash, man. A guy like this wouldn't keep only empty cred sticks in his safe. Yeah, okay, so there's a bathroom. Tong's bathroom is immaculate, and the drains are tiny. Whatever killed him didn't exit through here. Okay, so... I really wish we had more biotech. I wonder how we can level up enough to do that. I guess we could talk to this guy again. Talk to him again. Hey there, need something else? It looks like somebody went through Tong's things. Has anyone else been inside? Not since I've been here, but before Ip found him. Could have been anybody really. Ip had a key to his place, but the lock's total crap. Anybody half decent at cracking maglocks could have gotten inside. What's missing? Well, his BTLs, his hard drives, his credits, basically everything, man. Sounds like the kill looted his place to me. All this talk of monsters. Yeah, sure. There are scary things that go bump in the night. But most of the scary bumps I hear are from handguns and gangsters. Gangers? So what do you do? It's a catch-all category, I guess. I work for Elder Ip. It's a bit like being a deputy. I make sure people don't break the rules, protect people who need protecting. Mostly, I just do whatever Ip asks me to. It's a pretty quiet job most days. Today's not one of those days. He also handles a lot of maintenance. Okay, so he does toilets and stuff. Okay. So where could we go? Where else could we go? Guess there has to be some more places we can go up here, more people we can talk to. There's a dude here. I didn't even see that guy. Let's go back. Was his name Tiny? Zippy. Zippy. He looks like fun. It's kind of like Alec Baldwin for some reason. I don't know why. This orc is busily snacking on a steamed bun. As you approach, he wipes off one of his hands and sticks it out towards you. Hi, stranger. Nice to see you. Zippy toe tag. Zippy toe tag. At your service. How are you liking Whampoan Garden? You're awfully friendly. You don't even know me. We've never met before this, but I know exactly who you are. You're my replacement. The elders had me autopsy what was left of Elder Gan, Elder Nakamura after they got ripped apart, but I didn't want to dig any deeper. So, since I don't know you, and I can smell a Shadowrun a mile away, you've got to be the outsider they asked to stop the killings. Zippy tilts his head back, obviously pleased with his amateur deduction. Very astute, sir. That's right. See, I have good eyes. A lot of good eyes, actually. If you're in the market for replacements, only slightly used, and they come from certified donors, I swear. Man, I killed myself. That was awful. Zippy shrugs, grinning wide. Zippy toe tag. It's a great name for a comic, isn't it? I know. I always wanted to be a stand-up comedian, but my jokes are all terrible. So what are you? I'm one of the only trained surgeons around here. I keep the other Whampoans healthy, gotta practice down the road. Blind Chen's a pretty good cyberdoc, but he's basically an implant specialist, and that's it. So how'd you end up here? I did my residency back in the UCAS. Could have become a real MD too if things hadn't gone south for unrelated reasons. I also deck a little, but I'm better at slicing skin than I see. Seemed like a good fit for me here. You must have a lot of customers. That's the chip truth. I have to charge to cover my costs and eat, but it's damn near free service. There's always a waiting list, but it's good, honest work. I like helping my neighbours in the community. We'll look out for each other. Somebody messes with one of us, they mess with all of us. The kind of community is rare as gold these days. How many places have an ethos like us? Not the damn corpse, for sure. I've lived a lot of places, done my fair share of shadow running, but this place is special. It's been a long time since I felt like anywhere was a real home. He looks past you toward the Whampoan Garden Street. His expression grows wistful, like he's remembering something from a long time ago. I'm sure I'll move again. Not for a while. I'm not done with this city or these people. I reckon he's the one doing it. So it's mostly peaceful. Anyone starts something, we hit them in the matrix. While I tried, friends hit them in the meat space. Some small-time gangs have tried pushing in here, but they backed off when they figured out they weren't just picking a fight with Tang and his guys, but with both the Red Dragon and the Yellow Lotus. So, tell me about Whampoan Garden. Do you think it could be one of the elders, I guess? Well, they're an eclectic bunch, that's for sure. Where to start? Meg's the spiritual leader here. She's the voice of the Whampoans, I guess. A lot of her close friends are really more followers, since she's something of a priest for the machine spirits. Maybe it's a cultural thing for people who grew up here, but it's never called to me. Still, she makes a damn fine pot of tea. Ip's the muscle and has an encyclopedic knowledge of cyber and bioware. He's got moves straight out of Blood Carnival 3, The Reckoning. Terrible movie, but great fight choreography. What about Tang? I don't know much about him, but I think he's got some kind of fetish for automation. Found him cooing over some trids of automated delivery drones in a warehouse once. He works with drones, has a shop called the Blessed Auto Fab. He was raving about the efficiency of the movement patterns or something. You already know about Tong, Ran Sims, BTL's skilled chips. Gan used to be a city planner before he had a nervous breakdown and got involved in statistical analysis. Nakamura came from Fukuoka? I don't know, and was interested in entertainment, Trid mostly, spent a lot of time analysing subliminal in ads. Then there was Magpie, she was the chief decker, hot as hell against IC and built her own hardware. Salty old woman though, never met anyone who was quite as shrill or nasty when she was mad. She was mad most of the time. Okay, why did no one mention Magpie to me? When did she die? She didn't. Right, maybe a month ago she just up and disappeared. I went to her shop one day and she just wasn't open. No one's seen her since. Kind of a pain in the ass too. She owed me some new analyze software she'd picked up. Isabel had never heard of Magpie either. She must be newer. How can you be new and be an elder? It's a stupid name. It doesn't have much to do with time spent in the community. That has something to do with it, sure. But it's mostly about how skilled you are, how good your connections are, and how much you can help everyone. You should call them experts or something. She's only here for about 3 years, but she knew a lot of people over the Matrix in Shanghai, Beijing, all kinds of places. That plus her skill meant she was a shoo-in when Gao died. Why would she disappear? No idea. One day she was here, the next, poof, At first I thought she was just on vacation since she had mentioned wanting to see the Kingdom of Hawaii someday, but it didn't feel right. She would have at least told me she was leaving. It seems mighty suspicious to me. Nobody else seems to care what happened to her, probably because she pissed them all off so bad. That's a little odd. Of course it's odd, she owed me a lunch too. She was the sort who paid her debts promptly. Okay. I want to check out her shop. It's all locked up, the other elders have a spare key. Couldn't hurt to look around. And even though Magpie was always butting heads with the other elders, they wouldn't have any reason not to let you in. How did they butt heads? Well, they never saw eye to eye. She was contrary for the sake of it. Most of the rest had a grand vision for what they wanted they were to become. Magpie just wanted the deck. She was only an elder because they needed some with her matrix chops. The last big argument was between her and Nakamura. It was something relatively trivial. I think Nakamura wanted to expand the pirate trade business into the matrix, and she just absolutely refused. She sounds like she didn't care for entertainment taking precedence over business. That's exactly it. She gave Nakamura an earful, let me tell you. She said something about not using up valuable bandwidth for trivial entertainment bullshit. Anyway, it went from there into this rant about how she wasn't going to let Tang expand his drone business any further because it would get too much megacore attention. They accused her of blocking them just because she could, which is probably true, lots of screaming. How do you mean blocking? Everyone needs her matrix. Everybody needs her matrix skills for their businesses to run properly. There are other deckers, me, say, or Mo, Nebby, but she had the infrastructure. If their project didn't interest her, she wouldn't even give them the time of day. She's a real hard head about having her time wasted, but she figures if she's not interested in something, it has no value objectively. Kind of a major blind spot if you ask me. Sounds like she was critical. Yes and no. She was, but since she disappeared, Elder Ib's taken over running the Matrix infrastructure. He's not as good at it as she was, but his experience with drones makes him the best candidate. They wouldn't entrust something like that to anyone who wasn't an Elder, so there you go. What are your thoughts? Pretty gruesome business. Gan died from a broken neck. Looks like someone had wrenched around and his arms and legs were cut off. Some skin flayed away too. Nakamura had his throat ripped out by someone with pretty sharp teeth. At first I thought it was a devil rat, but the teeth marks were all from something with a humanoid jaw. I didn't look at Yatundi, but from what I saw at a distance it was much the same story. It didn't seem much point, since I'd seen it twice already. As for Tong, from what Porter told me, it was Ken and Nakamura all over again. Take a look at him. Yes, same as you described the others. Damn. I like Tong. The BTL business is unsavoury, but the man had to eat. His regular sims were great. Generally all-round nice guy, friendly with everyone, never had anyone mad at him. Ain't no justice, let me tell ya. See you, Zippy. Okay, so we need to go back down and talk to these dudes down here. Ask for the key for Magpie's shop, because we need to go check it out. It says optional, but I don't believe that's optional at all. Give me the key. Hey, who's that dude? Why didn't you tell me about Elder Magpie? Why would we have? Her departure from the Whampoans isn't related to your investigation. It happened before the killings began. I'm certain she's just off sulking somewhere. No doubt she'll come waltzing back next month, all full of attitude that life dared to go on without asking her permission. If she does, we'll welcome her back despite our problems with her behaviour. Her skills make her extremely valuable. I've taken over maintenance of our matrix infrastructure in her absence, but I'm nowhere near her level. The best I can do is ensure nothing breaks. Can I have a key? Yes, but there's a lot of sensitive equipment in there, including our community servers. We don't let anyone who's not one of the Whampoan Elders in there. Why would you need to look around there? I do have 4 deckings, and that's a good thing. Magpie's automated systems might have access records for the killer's wireless devices. If I can get a dump of the access logs, I might be able to find the killer. I sound smart. I was under the impression the killer was most likely a monster or animal of some kind. All the bodies have been marked with bite and claw marks. Are you suggesting we're dealing with something sentient? I'm not convinced the killer is a monster, no. Very well, take the key and look around, just don't break anything or shut the servers off. So we can shut the servers off. No, I'm gonna go. Let's go shut the servers off. Let's definitely shut the servers. Who is this guy? I'll talk to you later. I'll come back and talk to you afterwards. Let's go see if we can get into this shop. Oh wow, it's really far away. I do like how this game does this. You don't necessarily have to go too far. Display case. Ooh. The bin is full of assorted chips, peripherals, and add-on modules for cyberdecks. They don't seem to be arranged in any coherent fashion. Search for the bin. Strangely, the bin seems to be missing parts. There's plenty of storage memory, active memory, and I/O handlers in the display case, but no MPCP or response increase chips, the more expensive parts. Anyone trying to build a deck using only these parts would end up with a glorified comlink. Maybe Magpie took the chips when she left. Then again, if she did that, why did she leave completed decks behind? Okay, what's that? Hey, that looks like something's happened over there. Look at that. Door's hanging off. The front of the server's case hangs open. The inner machinery quiet without power. A clipboard is stuck to the side by a piece of duct tape. Its papers filled with a long list of programs and their prices. A quick glance over the program sheet reveals names like Bugs, and Black Hammer. Undoubtedly, this was Magpie's attack program storage machine. Someone removed the drives, and it sure wasn't Magpie. Look. The main drives were disconnected properly, but it looks like she modded the server to have a backup drive with its own battery-based power supply. If it was Magpie, she'd have taken that too. Crap, this is a Fuji XB1000. It looks like the battery power ran out a while ago. The XB1000s are constant write drives. They're dirt cheap and have a ton of capacity, but if they run out of power, they lose their data. We're not going to be able to get anything off that drive. That sucks. I would really have liked to know what was going to be on that. Okay. I was hoping there'd be a sound of me walking through that, actually. I used to have one of those in my house, but I had to get rid of it because it started getting stuck in my dreadlocks and pulling them out. Magpie's desk is the kind of messy most people only associate with rat's nest hoarders and deckers. The surface of the desk is littered with cigarette butts, half-finished cans of soy calf, and scraps of electronics. A towering pile of instant noodle bowls sits next to it, the size ablazing with Honest Wang's instant old-time Lamian, and depict a line of top hat-wearing caterpillars dancing with canes. Hey, awesome! I didn't think anybody but me liked it. Honest Wang's noodles. Flavour like you never tasted in a packet of instant noodles before, I promise. See, this one's cheesy curry broccoli. I don't know why it never caught on. That's interesting. Who could pass up the delicious taste of cheese curry and freeze-dried vegetables? I know, right? People out there have no idea what kind of culinary delights they're missing. Let's search the desk. We root around the desk, doing our best to avoid the more disgusting piles and spills, and it isn't easy. The desk drawers are stuffed overflowing with receipts, cigarette packs, optical chips, and cables. Most of the contents are boring, useless, and disgusting. While searching one of the bottom drawers, however, a low-quality tin lockbox catches your eye. Someone has pried the latch off, leaving a ragged hole where a lock should be. The interior of the box has several sleeves for storing keycards, all of which are empty. A small note is taped to the interior of the box. Spare stockroom keys. The door is in the rear of Miss Yang's restaurant. Do not lose these. Use only if I'm not available to open the stockroom. Stockroom, huh? So who broke the lockbox to get the keys out? Maybe it was one of the elders. They had the key for this place. I guess that's possible. Why would they leave the lockbox here? They could just pack it up and take it back to the Whampoan. Leaving it here is sloppy, and look at this. Most of the elders could crack a maglock. There was someone in a hurry. Okay. Find a key to Magpie's stockroom. What about if we search the bathroom? You search Magpie's bathroom. There's not much in here. A toothbrush, toilet paper, some hairpins, and a collection of cheap makeup. Combination bath shower unit, however, minor flakes of a dry reddish substance near the drain. Blood. Dried blood. Prying open the drain cover, it looks like quite a bit of it was shed as well. Shit. Maybe Magpie didn't take a trip after all. With that amount of blood, I'm guessing someone killed her quietly, then drained her body in the bath. It'd make her cleaner to relocate. That doesn't seem to match the killer's other scenes, though. I think there's a lot more going on with these murders than we were initially told. First, they don't even mention Magpie to us, and now it looks like she's been killed. Something's not right here. Let's not mention this to the elders. If they're hiding anything, they may start cleaning up their tracks better. I'm dodgy about them. I guess we could have another look and see if we can see anything. No, can't see anything there. Nothing else is showing. We could look at the display case again. No, there's not going to be any way we're going to get a key in here. So I guess it has to be somewhere else. I am absolutely intrigued by this plot. These games are absolutely fascinating. They are a lot of reading and not a lot of action at the beginning, though. They seem to have kind of that pattern. So I know there's not a lot going on screen right now, but there will, I'm sure in the next episode we'll be running into some things that will probably kill us because we're not very tough. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Any hints or suggestions or questions or whatsoever, please do leave them down below. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll see you next time.